There we go. Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pride Podcast, episode 369 on the Blue Wire Network. I am your host, Tyler. Joined by my two main guys, as always, Mr. Malcolm Hart, here. Boys, how are we feeling after a little delayed start?
Feeling great. I'm feeling great, T. We won. Best team in the league. They take Branch out the game. We still won. Malcolm, how you feeling, brother?
Yo, we the best team in football, man. That's all I gotta say, man. We're the best team in football. We're the best team in football. That's all I gotta say, man. Let's go.
That dude's spitting.
Let's go.
There's a lot of ways you could start with this game, man. It's one thing to win a game, right? And you win an NFL game, it's great. It's a great feeling when your NFL team wins a game. Beating the Green Bay Packers just has an extra incentive to it. I said a couple weeks ago when you beat the Dallas Cowboys, it just has an extra incentive on it. And beating the Green Bay Packers in their hometown, in Lambeau Field, getting Let's Go Lions chants going, getting Jared Goff chants going, beating these. I'm going to keep it clean for now. I can't promise it's going to be that for the whole episode, but I'll keep it clean for now. Those cheeseheads, beating them 3 times in a row in their ballpark. It doesn't get much better than that, man. It doesn't get much better than that. Shout out to the Detroit Lions, man. What a freaking victory. And if you could tell right now, I'm saving my swear words right now. Malcolm leaves me on a 5 swear limit. I'm saving them because I'm just feeling there's going to be something a little later on where they're gonna slip a little bit more.
No, the hell I don't, man. Go ahead, man. Be free.
Fuck the Packers. Let's go, Lions. Fuck clean play, man. Oh, let's go, baby. Woo! They try to take us down. We're not letting that happen. Let's fucking go, Lions, man. 7-1, baby.
Yeah,
let's go.
Is this like the first time for us ever? Like 7-1?
First time in our
Since
lifetime.
1956.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about the 50s. This is the first time it's happened. Yes. First time it's ever happened. Yes.
I don't think any of us was alive.
No.
No, we were all swimming. Shit, some of us weren't even swimming.
No, we weren't
swimming. 1950s.
I'm saying some of us weren't even swimming. Malcolm maybe was. He old. Malcolm old as fuck.
Really? That old? God
That's crazy. Now that's just
I'm just fucking with you, bro.
Now that's just disrespectful at this point.
Hey, bro.
Wow, that's damn near 70 and what? 77 years ago? Is that where we're going right now?
I don't know if that is correct, but it's pretty old. It's pretty old. But
God damn.
All right, what do we start off with this game? Does Detroit Lions offense? I mean, this game was a freaking monsoon. It's Lambeau, it's Green Bay is the game you could talk about. Week 9, first place for the division. You know it's not going to be clean conditions. You knew it was going to be a bit of an ugly game, and those Detroit Lions still overcame that. They haven't played a single outdoor game all year. That's a true fact. They've played 9 games before, or 8 games before, or 7 games. Sorry, before that, and still have not played an outdoor game. And it looked like that was not a problem at all for this Detroit Lions team. Let's start off with this offense. Pierre, what went right for this Detroit Lions offense to get this game going?
I'll just start from the jump. No turnovers. You had last week, you had Jared Goff get sacked a few times out. But O-line was pretty good for the most part. There was a play earlier where I don't know if Sewell slipped or he lost his footing, what it was. Yet that, but you didn't really see the Packers really wreak havoc. Running game worked. Jared Goff, I mean, a lot of people said he couldn't throw in the rain. Looked fine to me today. So running game was there. I mean, everything was just clicking,
Yeah. I mean, Malcolm, you were raising your hand. You said you had some concerns with Goff playing in these weather conditions. Yeah. Where are you at now? You got to be more confident now, for future games.
You would call me when I'm putting food in my mouth.
Oh, my bad. I didn't notice.
It's all good. No. It's just Halloween chocolate. It's all good.
This is live, man. This is as live as it gets, guys.
This is as live as it gets. Let's go. Eating Halloween candy live on the set. No. I was a little worried coming to this game. Like you said, this is our first outdoor game. And just looking at Jared Goff in the past, how he would handle these kind of conditions. I didn't know he was gonna have one of the cleanest, as clean as the game, like he'd been in the past few weeks. So I was a little bit worried. I knew we were able to run the ball and do stuff like that. But Jared Goff just showed me why he is in that MVP conversation. He's playing at an all-time level right now, and I don't see like as far as like a condition that would bother this team out, like rain, snow, fucking hail, fucking volcano erupts. I don't see a condition that will bother the Detroit Lions team. They're built for everything right now.
That's a very, very fair point. And like the concern is understandable, right? Coming into this game, they haven't had a game outdoors all year. You're playing in a dome every single game. They were playing the sexy brand of football, doing the triple option, doing sexy plays. And you knew in this game there wasn't going to be as much of that, just with the weather conditions, with the rain and the wind gusts and all that. But they still found a way and managed a way to still get their offense going. And it might not be the full, capability of a Detroit Lions offense that we've seen these first 7 games before this one, but like they could still manage an offense. And like you said, they're built to play in any conditions right now. Hey, and man, if you can keep controlling your own destiny, you keep on winning these games. Honestly, you don't have to worry about playing outdoor games, really. I mean, you got 2 more left of this year, right? You got Chicago in late December, right before Christmas. Then you got to go to Santa Clara, I think the second to last game before the season on a Monday Night Football game, right? So you got 2 more outdoor games guaranteed. But guys, at this pace that you are playing at right now, and if you can continue this pace that you're playing at right now, and you can keep winning these games, you are number 1 in the NFC. And if you could be number 1 in the NFC, you can control your whole destiny. You could play every playoff game at Ford Field. And then you know where the Super Bowl is? It's in a dome. You play in New Orleans. So they showed that they could play in different conditions even if they have to. But if you can keep winning, hey, let's get in our most comfortable state of mind. Let's get our offense where they play the best at. And let's just keep playing in the dome. Let's keep playing at Ford Field. Let's keep having the fireworks. And man, oh man, win these games. That's as big as this game as it gets, man. Division game for first place. Like Green Bay was right there with you. They were right on your tail. So now that you can create a little separation by winning this game and completely dominating them, it's a huge thing. And it all starts with this Detroit Lions team and they're just being ready and prepared to go for this game. So a big kudos to Ben Johnson, Jared Goff, and most definitely where it all starts, like I say, every single week. Jahmyr Gibbs, Dave Montgomery, man. Absolutely freaking balled out. Absolutely balled out.
Oh, Pierre?
Pierre, are you here?
I am here.
Oh, there you are. Shit. I mean, first we couldn't see you, but now I see you.
Do you have the numbers on the running game?
I do. Let me just pull it up real fast. Here we go. All right. Lions had 32 carries for 124 yards, 3.9 yards per carry, a touchdown long of 18. If you take away that negative 12 from Khalif Raymond, that little end around, it's the average is higher than that.
Right.
That was like, that was just like I think that was a stupid play call, but it's all good.
Was it stupid? I mean, I don't think
no need to get cute, bro. You're already running it through their look, bro. You're running it through the middle of their defense. Just keep doing that. No need to get cute during that time. I get it though. It's all right.
Ben has to show the bag off on national TV.
No, I mean, I love Ben, but like sometimes, bro, like just go with what's working. Why trying extra shit?
Because the thing is with that play, whether it works or not, they're still, they got the time to to run. So it wasn't like a play that caused like a turnover or something. So it wasn't that bad. They just, the team just executed and they were able to, stop that play. That's all it was.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it. Obviously, the play didn't work out, right? It was a big loss thing. It was like 11-yard loss, whatever it was, right?
12, yeah.
12-yard loss, whatever it was, right? Big loss, right? But like you said, man, you were up 18 points at that point of the game. Like you built the lead up where you could do stuff like that. And as long as the clock is really moving, I think that's really the only thing Lions fans should really care about at the end of the day. As long as that clock's moving, you have some room for your punter to punt the ball when needed to be, obviously on 4th down. Like, just keep the clock moving. Let's get this game over with. Like, we were at the state of point in the game where, especially in those conditions, man, it's really hard to come back from 2 scores, let alone 3 scores. Like, this is a tough spot for the Green Bay Packers. You have an injured quarterback with Jordan Love. You're down 3 scores. You're playing in a monsoon. Like, it's just not really much in their favor of being able to come back in that game. But I understand it. It wasn't a great play call and it didn't work out, right? But end of the day, the clock's moving and they played a smart game, man. They built that lead up and just played a smart game in the second half. Like they got it to a reasonable lead, and they went a little more conservative, which was fine, just because you had to eat the clock away and the conditions that they're playing in. So overall, smart play from this team. But let's talk about this defense now. Obviously, now this has been a 3-game sample size without Aiden Hutchinson. And, they've found a way to win 3 games, and 2 of them being division games on the road. 1 in Minnesota, 1 in Lambeau Field versus the Packers. What did you guys see from the defense today against this Green Bay Packers offense? Start off with you, Pierre.
I thought Aleem McNeil was great today. He was really good. They had trouble with him. The pass rush on the edge, man. James Houston looks like he was there one time, then he slipped. But honestly, as we know, like there's been reports that Zadarius Smith to Detroit is close. It's these practice squad guys, man. Muhammad, Thomas, Malcolm, Tyler, whoever it's out there. Like you get what I mean?
The fuck did I do? What did I do?
Not enough, it looks like.
God damn! Like what did I do?
Man, Pierre's just throwing shots at all of us. They're calling you old at first.
No shit, me, whatever, bro. Like what I'm trying to say is they need like
useless edge rushers.
I'm a useless edge rusher now.
Yeah, they need like some actual NFL players. Pascal should be back next week, hopefully. Then you can add someone through the trade, a player, hopefully 2 guys, but I doubt it. It's probably gonna be 1. So we'll see what they do. But like all jokes aside, my concern was the edges in the running game. And I told Malcolm that pregame, and they kept attacking the edges. Those guys cannot set the edge, the guys they have. And, bro, like nothing against those guys. They're practice squad guys. It's what they have right now. They need upgrades.
They do. I mean, I think there's no question that they need upgrades, but they still are finding a way defensively to cause pressure. Not as consistently, obviously, as before. And you're not going to get that for the rest of the way without Hutchinson. It's a given fact at this point, right? Like you don't have the talent to mask Aiden Hutchinson, and to be frank, I don't think any team has the ability to completely mask an Aiden Hutchinson. It's going to take a whole whole group of defensive guys to potentially mask that, and even then you're still asking for a lot. But for the most part, I thought the defensive approach was still really good. There was a bend don't break, and you really, for the most part, kept the Packers out of the end zone, and that was really big. When they needed stops, they got the stops they really needed to get. You got lucky with 1 missed field goal, but you were missing a lot defensively, obviously with Hutchinson, who's been out for the last 3 games, but then you lose Brian Branch pretty early in this game, and you're having to slot in Brandon Joseph to start at safety, and they're still finding ways to get off the field. Like, they might not be the most talented group of guys that they have out there, but they are finding ways to get off the field. And I think we have to start with the coordinator, Aaron Glenn, man. What he's getting out of these guys right now is absolutely unbelievable and unreal, because like you mentioned, like there's a lot of just like scraps out there right now. Practice squad guys that were poaching from different teams and, late round picks. Like you're missing so much right now defensively, but they're still finding ways. And this is a good Green Bay Packers team and a good Green Bay Packers offense. And you held to 1 touchdown that they got really late in the game. Like for the most part, you kept them off the board relatively well this game. That's a big kudos to Aaron Glenn when he's getting out of these defensive guys right now.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, definitely kudos to Aaron Glenn for getting the best out of these guys. But when I was watching this game, it actually looked like the Packers were the dome team that were not used to playing in the outdoor elements.
Absolutely. Yep.
And the Lions were the outdoor team that's perfectly fine playing in the outdoor elements, because to my knowledge, they didn't have any drop passes. Did we have any drop balls?
Not that
I'm
aware of. I mean, Green Bay had a ton of them.
They were dropping balls left and right. I remember at one point in the game, they said they had 5. They had 5. I think that was like somewhere in the third quarter. And I'm pretty sure that probably racked up somewhere higher. But they were just not – they shot themselves in the foot a lot this game because of the miscues, the drop passes and shit like that. So there we go. We just have it was a total of 6 drop passes for Green Bay. So they shot themselves in the foot a lot this game. The Lions, they did the best they could, because like you guys said, our edge rushers we have guys like Pistons legend Isaiah Thomas. He's out there.
Zeke's out there.
Like we got guys like that. Like we definitely need help. This can't last, because it's eventually gonna hurt us if things continue to go like this, because I don't think we had a sack this game. I'm just looking. No, we didn't have a sack this game. This game we had no sacks. It's just, you can't play like that. You're putting too much strain on the secondary if you're not getting to the quarterback. Even though they were able to put some pressure on them, it was, they had Jordan Love running, scrambling a lot, but this is not sustainable. As far as for the defense, our offense is sustainable, but the defense, as far as the defense is, if you're not going to sack the quarterback, you're not going to get to him one time. It's going to put a lot of strain on the secondary, which is not good.
Yeah, the secondary bug ball out today. They did have drops, like you guys mentioned, but I thought overall the secondary played well. Just one thing, Amik Robertson's dumbass needs to stop talking shit at every play. Like, bro,
that was a big penalty.
There was one play. There was one play where he was talking shit. Jack Campbell right away got him, and then AG talked to him on the sideline. Later in the game, he talked shit. He talked shit on a 4th and 4, gives him a first down, and basically a touchdown. Yeah. You can't do that, bro.
Yeah,
like get your head. And then they benched him for Reichstraw.
Yeah, and we're potentially talking about a team that scores 0 points. I mean, not 0 points, but 0 touchdowns in this game anymore. Like, I mean, if Amik doesn't give him that first down, it's 4th and 4, whatever. Green Bay incomplete there. Like, you're pretty much stopping to 0 touchdowns in this game. And, like, not that it changes the narrative all that much in this game, but, like, they are still finding ways to get stops, which is very, very crucial in this game. But I agree with you guys. Ultimately, I don't think it's a sustainable product of what they're doing right now, but it is getting them by right now. And it's gotten them by in 2 very important games, one versus the Packers and one versus Minnesota. Those are 2 division games that at the time both had first place implications on the line, and they still found ways to get stops. And even this one, like, I think this one was even more impressive, like losing Branch early on in that game and having to slot in Brandon Joseph there at safety. It's like, that's one of your biggest losses there on defense. I mean, that's your 2 biggest defensive players are not on the field anymore with Hutchinson and Branch. And you've still found a way to get stops. I mean, what Aaron Glenn is doing is absolutely unreal. It's unreal right now.
Yeah. I just hope. I mean, I love Amik the player. I just hope he could, he could just get his head in the game and just bounce back. Did you guys? I do want to mention one thing though. When Rakestraw came in, there was a play where Rakestraw came in. I don't know how Jaden Reed caught that, but he was on Jaden Reed. Man, yeah, that was really encouraging to see. Obviously, it was just like one snap that we saw like that, but that was really encouraging to see.
Yeah, it was a good ball by Love and good catch by Reed. It is what it is. But yeah, he was there in coverage. Talking about these corners a little bit more, I thought Carlton Davis had a really good game, and that one play, it almost looked like he was about to take it for a pick 6, but absolutely read the play. I think it was on Jaden Reed as well. And just broke up. Yeah, it was like an RPO, and it completely broke it apart. And that was a big play in the game as well.
Yeah.
Film. It's good. It's good to see because, comparing this defense to the defense that we saw last year, it's night and day from the product that's on the field. Because our corners can react. Our corners are reacting, and that's what you want to see is our corners, able to react. Last year, we didn't have that. We didn't have any corners that was able to react.
I mean, absolutely. It's night and day. I think it's night and day even from like the first 3-4 games of the season. Like the penalties have gone down significantly for these DBs. I mean, you remember that like the first month of the season, I mean, Taron Arnold and Carlton Davis were getting called. It seemed like every single play. Yeah. And I feel like in the month of October and obviously now starting the month of November, I feel like those penalties have limited a lot. And that was a big turning point in the game as well was penalties. Like Green Bay had a lot of just miscue, a lot of stupid penalties where the Lions, I mean, outside of Brian Branch lowering his head, in which he got a much-deserved penalty, not ejection, but much-deserved penalty, for the most part, kept the game pretty clean. And that's a big changing point in the game. And I think in the month of October, that's something the Lions did really, really well. It was just playing really clean and not having too many penalties and letting the other teams shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
They're playing a clean brand. They're playing a clean brand of football right now, and just taking advantage of the miscues what other teams are giving them. And that's what good teams are doing. I mean, we've seen it happen to us many times in the past, and now we're that team taking advantage of the miscues. And it's like, if you give this team too much, they're gonna take advantage of it. Like the end of that first half, what a momentum switch, right? The Packers are trying to get some points, trying to get a little greedy, see if they can get some extra yards. Instead, we get a pick 6, we get the ball, and we get the ball to start the second half. Like those are just completely momentum shifters, man. And it's like I said, man, if you give this team too much, they can run away with the game, and they've shown it so far early on in the season. So, man, it's just a big kudos to what this team is doing, on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively.
Let me ask you guys a question, man. This is 2 weeks in a row where we were just out yarded on the field as far as yards given up. Like, for example, this game, we put up. Where's the total yards? It's somewhere around 200 yards, 261 yards. What we put on the field. So total yards, we put up 261 total yards, and they put up 411. Is there any is there like a concern like going on with this, or because it's weird that we're doing this and we have like these double-digit leads, but we're just being out yarded. So it looks weird on the stat.
It does.
When you're typically up like by a lot, teams pass the ball, you get more yards that way. That's what I think it is, honestly. I mean, last week was like short field, whatever. Like you had short field, you capitalized on it. This week, I feel like we were up for the most part, and Green Bay kind of had a pass, That's not really a concern of mine, Malcolm, because the Lions, I don't want to say they got more conservative, but they kind of went more to their run game later in the game. If they're like losing or something, they'll pass the ball or they'll be more aggressive, if that makes sense. So that's not really a concern for them. They were kind of controlled this game right after like the
after the Gibbs touchdown. After the Gibbs touchdown.
They controlled that game, honestly. So I'm not really concerned about it.
I feel like they controlled the game the whole game. That's why I just weird. You look at the stats, you're like, man, like.
I mean, my concern level is honestly like a 0 right now with that.
Zero.
Like I have zero concerns right now. I mean, I think last week's game versus Tennessee was just one of those most bizarre games I think we've ever seen ever. Right? Like that's just not an NFL game that's not a football game in general you ever see, right? With like the total yards you had and the total points that you scored. Like that was just not normal stuff. That was just a very, very, very bizarre game, right? With we talked about it, the special teams they were able to accomplish, the defensive stops and all that. Like that was just a bizarre game. And like in this one, I think Pierce, he kind of shied away from the Lions were conservative. I think you could from say it, like they were more conservative. After they got the 3-score lead, I think their main concern was, let's just burn this clock out. Let's not really worry about scoring anymore because we trust our defense. Let's play the field position game right now. This is a monsoon. The Packers can't pass the ball. They're dropping the ball every time they have an opportunity. It's like you kind of just felt like you had the upper tick on them pretty much after the Gibbs touchdown, and I feel like they kind of took a little off the gas pedal, and that's fine if you trust your defense and if you're able to run out the clock and you're not just getting 3 and outs, and that's not what the Lions were doing. And that shows why that, the yardage were a little lopsided, going towards Green Bay compared to the Lions. So, like I said, I think when they have those close games and there's going to be, them coming up, right? Like there's going to be more competitive games. I think we could lead that stat once again. And I don't think that's going to be a problem going forward with this football team, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. And also taking care of the football.
That's big.
That's big too. So you guys are right.
Yeah, I mean, if the Packers want to give us a pick 6 before the half, we'll take it. They won't reflect on the yards, but we'll take it. We'll take that's 7 points right there.
That was wild. If I was a Packer fan, I would have broke my goddamn TV.
Yeah, it's like one of those things, man. It's like, I know you're looking at hindsight now, but it's like, how aggressive do you really want to be? You're only down at 7 points at this point. The weather sucks. The Lions have the ball to start the second half. I understand you want to get some points before the half, but like, I mean, they got the worst case scenario, and they gave a pick 6.
That was the worst case.
That's the worst case scenario.
that was idiotic. Why would he do that?
That's on Jordan Love, if anything. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why would Jordan Love do that? Like, why would he do that?
Trying to make a play, and bites him in the ass.
Yeah, TV would have been broken. Shit.
Yeah, bites him in the ass. I mean, that was a big turning point, man, because the Lions were able to double dip there pretty much because get the touchdown, get the ball started the second half, and get the Gibbs touchdown, and now you're up 3 scores instead of just it should have been 7.
That killed the momentum, but I think that cost them. I think that may have cost them the game.
It was a ball game before that.
It was close. Yeah, I think that fucked them up. Oh well, good teams don't do that. Let's go.
And good teams take advantage of that when you're given those opportunities, you take advantage of them. That's what the Lions are doing right now.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's go.
All right, let's do our oopsie doopsie and then our 3 ballers of the week. So let's just get started with oopsie doopsie. Let's just get this over with. And
I can't wait to hear this.
I know. I don't think this one's this. There's some candidates here, I guess you could say. Some people probably want to say Amik Robinson. That's a stupid play, bonehead play. I'm sorry. This is going to no players. Even
No
if
players?
you want to give it to Brian Branch, shouldn't have lowered the helmet.
Yeah, you're right.
But was that worth an ejection? Absolutely the hell not. So Khalid Bleekman, even though the call was from New York, I don't give a damn. Fuck Khalid Bleekman. He was the same referee from 2019 when we played the Packers when they were calling the hands in the face with Trey Flowers. And now you got this bullshit in Lambeau Field again. If this costed this game, I would be a lot more red and a lot more angry right now. Oops Doops of the week is the officiating crew. Anyone who had any involvement of ejecting Brian Branch. When the fuck have we ever seen that penalty ever called? Okay, sorry. The penalty is justifiable. But when have we ever seen an ejection following that in the NFL? College football is different. In the NFL,
college,
I have seen much more dirty hits, much more intentionally dirty hits, where the guy is still remaining on the field. I saw Chris Olave almost die on the field today, and the guy ended up still playing.
Yeah,
what are we doing? What are we doing here? Why is Brian Branch getting ejected early in the game for that?
We know why. We know why.
No fun league.
We know why, Tyler.
Wait, why? Tell me.
You know why?
Detroit versus everybody.
Is it
there you
Detroit?
go.
That's why.
I don't know, man. It's actually ridiculous, dude. It's just a ridiculous ejection, man. Like if you want to call the hit bad, go for it. It was a bad hit. It was a bad penalty. It is what it is. Give him the 15 yards. Let's keep playing.
It's football. The thing is, I think those guys who the referees that called that play, I don't think they ever played football. They did play football. They definitely never played defense before, because when you're going that fast, they're saying that, oh, the reason why he got ejected is because he had the opportunity to pull away. No, the fuck you don't. They think it's so easy that if you're moving that fast to just say, okay, let me dive out the way, or let me completely stop on the tracks and not hit him. Shit happens, man. You're playing football. Sometimes accidentally head-to-head contact going to happen. You can't always blame the defender, because, again, we're moving that fast. Those guys are moving. We're moving that fast. Sometimes it's hard to completely avoid it. And I think that's what happened in that situation. They said that he could have. I'll play DB. You can't. Sometimes you can't. So it is what it is, man.
It's give the 15 yards and let's move along. That's all it is. Give the 15 yards. That's what it should have been. 15 yards and let's move along. Why are we delaying this game? Why are we ejecting the player out of the game? There's no room for that. It's a big game. He's one of the best players. That could have been very bad for this Detroit Lions defense. I mean, they overcame it and they still found a way to win. But that was early on in the game where that could have been very, very costly. And it's just not the right call. It's just not the right call. It's give him the 15 yards and let's keep moving, man. It's a bad ejection. It's not good for the because And I've seen.
You know what's funny though, Tyler? He gave the bird to the crowd. He got another 15 yards, and then their kicker comes out and misses the field goal. They get 0
That's
points
karma. That's instant karma. That's just not something that should happen in this league.
Hey, I was laughing when that shit happened, bro.
What did Rasheed say? Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. It's a ridiculous it's a ridiculous penalty. I mean, it's a ridiculous ejection, I should say. The penalty is justifiable. Give him the 15 yards.
100%.
I understand you don't want that in the game, but there was nothing malicious about it to me. I didn't see anything malicious about Brian Branch wanting to kill this guy. It wasn't like that whatsoever. It's like what you said, man. It's just he was trying to make a football play, lowered his head, and he couldn't move his body, right? It is what it is. Give him the penalty. Yeah, he got penalized, but there's no need for an ejection there. I think it's ridiculous.
I think what they should do is if they are going to call a play like that, they should have somebody like an advisor, like somebody that played that played defensive football, the defensive side of football. And then they say, look, they ask him, say, hey, do you look at this play? Do you see that he was able to, stop on tracks or move out the way or avoid that head-to-head contact? And if that defensive player says, shit, I've been that spot before, and I could have moved out the way, then you can say, okay, they make that call. But I don't think they have shit like that, because if they did, that would never have happened.
I mean, who's making this call then? These are the rules experts, right?
Just I think the referees. I think
the call came from New York. It came from the head of officiating in New York.
Yeah, the head of officiating.
The problem I only have is just be consistent. If you don't call it earlier in the game where Chris Olave got killed on the field,
exactly,
not literally, but he got destroyed on the field.
Yep.
if Brian Branch, like, be more consistent. Like, okay, if you ejected him, that's unfair than eject Branch. But if you eject him and you eject Brian Branch, that kind of tells me, like, okay, like the league kind of wants Green Bay to win.
There's a
That's
bias.
just kind of what that tells me.
Yeah, and I've never seen that call in the NFL. It's not like there's college football. They have the targeting penalty, and then they review it and they say, okay, that's targeting. Even if it is accidental, we still have to eject you. Sorry, it is what it is. That's how college football works. That's not how it works in the NFL. There's no targeting in the NFL where you can get ejected for that. Now, if they want to add that to the rules, that makes a little more sense to why he gets ejected. But for what we are right now in the rule book, there's nothing to state where Brian Branch did deserve an ejection. I'm sorry. It doesn't.
It's just be more consistent is what I mean. Like,
they're saying that he had the opportunity to move out the way, which he didn't. He didn't. I mean, he was moving too fast, and he had said, "Okay, it happens. Shit, move on."
I mean, you had Brady on the broadcast. He can't even criticize the refs because he's an owner. That's league policy. He was talking shit about the refs. You had people. Like media members, national media members, criticizing the refs about that in New York. Like the NFL, like, be consistent.
Anybody that plays football at any level understands that play. Anybody play football at any level understands that play.
You can't stop when you're running.
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, you could just tell. If you know that these guys are moving like flying rock missiles, sometimes you're gonna have head-to-head contact. Sometimes it's gonna happen. Sometimes it's hard to avoid. And for them to say that he had the opportunity to move out the way or prevent it from happening, it's just ridiculous. None of those guys played football before.
And it's one thing, like I said, if I see it happen in the league before, I can maybe give it a little more leeway to the officiating crew. It's like, okay, they're at least more consistent. This has been called before, but I've never seen it. And maybe someone could prove me wrong and show me something where it's similar contact where a guy gets ejected. But I've never seen where one of those accidental plays where it is obviously helmet to helmet actually warrant an ejection. It just, I don't know. I didn't like it. And like I said, man, it didn't cost the game, so it is what it is. We just look back at it and laugh at it now, but just unnecessary, man. Just unnecessary in general. So
pissed off Brian Branch next week, pissed off Jamison Williams next week. Let's get this thing firing.
Pissing off these Bama boys, man. Not a good deal. Not a good deal for the NFL. Good deal for the Lions. Not a good deal for the NFL.
Absolutely.
I'll leave it at that. So, Oopsie Doopsie is the officiating crew, Khalid Bleekman. Even if it wasn't your call, fuck you. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Pierre, who's the three ballers of the week?
We're gonna go with number 3, Jared Goff. 18 of 22, 145 touchdown or 145 yards, 1 touchdown. The reason why is because he's had a narrative where he can't play in these games. He throws a lot of interceptions in these games, just take care of the football in these games. I mean, he shut up all his critics today. Everyone, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, could the Lions win this outdoor game? It's gonna be rainy." All this crap. Malcolm, no, I'm not just talking about you. I'm not actually saying I'm talking about, like, in general.
I know that, but I was one of the people because I was like, shit, is he gonna fumble? I know he has small hands, and I was like, fuck this shit. But he proved everybody wrong today. He could play in any condition.
He made a few checks at the line of scrimmage, changed the plays up. A couple of them resulted in positive plays. So shout out Jared Goff, number 3. Number 2 is Aaron Glenn. What a fucking game plan. I mean, the guy is just unreal. The red zone defense was good. Wasn't great. It was good, though. The run defense wasn't the best, but with the personnel he has, and he gave up only 14 points to a Green Bay offense, that's really good. And then the number 1 guy is Kirby Joseph. I mean, that pick 6 just changed the game.
J. Curb.
All-pro. He's an all-pro. First team, second team, whatever. Him and Branch, I think, are both all-pros, honestly.
This safety duo that we've had this year, man, have been absolutely unreal.
It's been the safety duo that you guys been dreaming about all those years.
Yeah.
I just got the pull report from Perry Farrell from the NFL officiating. I'm not going to read it. It's just complete bullshit that no one needs.
Can you just read it? Just read it. Read it. You mentioned it. Might as well read it.
I'm telling you, it's probably exactly what I just told you. But go ahead, read it. Oh, he probably had the opportunity to move his body and not have contact with the head.
So it was not an automatic ejection. We reviewed all angles, and we clearly felt that he had time and space to make a different choice. So there we go.
Malcolm was right.
As the act was a flagrant foul, and he clearly had the opportunity to avoid the head and neck area.
Yeah, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
All right, man.
That's pretty much. There's more to it. That's pretty much all you got to hear.
We don't need it. We don't need to know who gives a shit.
It's just a lot of Japanese and bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, guys, if you played football before, that's not something that you'll say. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like tell these guys to run full speed, do a race, just run full speed and try to stop and to see where you end up, like exactly where you end up. Like, it's ridiculous. Go ahead.
And if you guys were also wondering, the middle fingers had no correlation to the ejection. He was already ejected and then threw the fingers up after the fact.
Yeah,
so
he got a sportsmanlike conduct flag for that.
Yes,
that was afterwards.
Yeah,
but
by the way, he threw him at the crowd, not the refs. People said he was at the crowd.
He might get a record-breaking fine.
But by what I'm saying is, at least like
that fine is massive, bro. He'll get that shit in the mail, bro.
It wasn't like Branch, was still in the game. It wasn't like Branch was still in the game, and then he got ejected after throwing the birdies up. Let's say he got ejected.
Fines, bro.
Got ejected, and then the birdies came up. And hey, now it's a cold picture. You're gonna see probably a lot of those T-shirts at Ford Field the next time they're there at home.
I'm just thinking about the fines. Like, what the fuck? You about to get a fine for the head contact. You about to get a fine for the middle fingers.
Yep.
God damn.
Hey, but he made a cool T-shirt that we'll always remember now for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, man, shit.
End up with a victory. I actually am curious to see how many of those T-shirts we'll see the next time the Lions come back home.
Especially when we play the Packers.
So, Dan Skipper tweeted out, "Made in Detroit. We need this on a T-shirt with Brian Branch throwing out the birds." They're like, "We got you. We'll send them over."
I haven't seen a picture yet.
I have. Oh, it's a fire picture. It's a fire picture.
I'll send it in the chat.
It's clear as day.
Please, let me see this. Oh shit! Wait,
I got it for you right here, Malcolm.
Let me see if I
just sent it.
You just sent it?
Yeah.
Let's see what this shit looks like. God damn. God damn. Yeah, that's like Tupac-ish, like. God damn. Stone Cold Steve Austin,
bro.
This is good.
Rattlesnake. The Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro.
We have Sunday Night Football in Houston next week, so we're on the road one more time. When we play the Jaguars in 2 weeks, I am curious to see how many fans are going to be one of those Brian Branches. Obviously, you're not going to see them on TV, but I'm curious to just see like on Twitter.
I'm gonna try to get one.
I'm very curious.
I might get one. I might get one made. Shit, I might do it. I might get one made. I like it. I like the thought process.
It's a legendary moment now. It's actually kind of remember the picture last year, Amon Ross kissing that fan?
Yeah,
it's kind of going up there now, and this one might be more legendary, honestly.
They showed today Montgomery also blowing a kiss to Packers fans.
Shout out to the NFL media team to get that shot. That's a beautiful shot. You see it, like the way they have it is like focus on him, like everything's blurred out. The whole like the background like blurred out. That's some great editing work. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful shot.
Before we end this, Malcolm, do you think Packers fans officially hate us now? Like, I've been dreaming and waiting for Packers fans to stop being nice to us and actually hate us. Do you think now they actually kind of despise us a little bit?
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes. 100%. I think they do not like us right now. Because first of all, the fans that's out there right now, I know they're driving them absolutely crazy. They're driving them crazy. Before it was like, oh, I'm so glad that you guys are being good now.
Yeah.
As long as it's not the Vikings or Bears, fuck them. I'm glad to see you guys finally. No, we're not.
They don't feel that, right?
No, I don't think so, bro. I doubt it.
Thank God, man. I was so sick of that pettiness from that. It was more petty, and they were bullying us because they're like, oh, we're here, you're here, we're happy, you're doing well, finally. And now I think they could finally say to us, "F these guys," and I want Packers fans to feel like that.
What's the record? Like the last 5 games, we're 4-1.
They beat us Thanksgiving, and then we swept them. Yeah, Dan Campbell's handled them pretty well.
Or was it 5-1 or 4-1? What?
I think they've only beat us once or twice.
They beat us once.
I think they beat us once last year. It was during
beat us once last year.
Then obviously
we swept the Rodgers.
Did they sweep us the first year, or did they sweep us the first year Campbell was here? I know they lost that Monday night game to them.
Let's see.
I can't remember the Ford-Field.
I don't remember, bro.
This is a quick Google search. Packers.
So 2021 Lions Packers. I don't know if they swept us, but I know they beat us once for sure in Lambeau.
Okay, so last.
And he's won every game
1,
since.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are 5 out of the last 6.
Yeah. So pretty impressive stuff from owning the Packers, man. So changes the narrative a little bit. So
yeah, 5 of the last 6. Yeah, we own them.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't like us.
All right, good. That's all I want to hear. They don't like us anymore. Good. That's all.
They're not supposed to like us. It's a
They
rivalry.
did-
We're not supposed to like them.
Well, that was my problem here. I'm going to Green Bay last year, and they're just saying how happy they are for us. I'm like, stop. I don't want you to be happy for me. Hate us. I hate
I
you.
would be like, we're going
Hate
to
me.
whip your ass this
Hate
week.
me.
Fuck you guys. And
They're
let's,
too
you know,
nice. I can't say that to them. They're too nice. They're offering me free drinks. They're like, have a Busch Light on me. Oh, okay, fine.
Yo.
Give me the Busch Light. I'm not gonna reject it.
Yo, this is a little bit off script, but there's a funny video with that guy that does the rap, the Detroit rap of the week. Forgot his name. But he has the funniest video of that shit. So he was with a Packers fan, and the Packers fan was like, "Yeah, man, I'm so happy with you guys. Fuck the Bears, fuck the Vikings, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And then he goes to his car. He's like, "Yeah, fuck the Packers, fuck the Bears, fuck the Vikings, and also fuck the Packers." He goes to his car and drives off. That's just hilarious.
Yeah, man. It's just I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them liking us and just feeling petty for us. No, I want them to hate us. So I'm hoping this was finally the last straw. We've taken over the show in the last 3 years now. So I'm hoping that was the final straw. So
we be kicking their ass 5, like I said, 5 out of the last 6 games.
Yeah.
They should hate us. If they don't hate us, that's some weird shit.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
That's some weird shit.
All right. We're gonna end the episode there. I hope you guys all enjoyed FTP. Fuck the Packers. I'm signing out, guys. Peace.
All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.
It's boy Malcolm, and I am out. Peace.